Hey, everybody, welcome to another episode of Real Drinks with Eli Flores. That's me. I'm your host, Eli Flores. If you've been watching the previous episodes, we've talked a lot about some of our favorite movies, and we've gone through different genres. I mean, we've done horror, we've done comedy, you name it, we've done it, drama. It's great. So tonight, I am super excited to talk about this movie. It's one of my, it's not one of my favorite movies, but it is of this particular director. It is my favorite movie of this director. I'm not really a big fan of his movies, but this one, I'm a big fan. I love this movie, and this is pissing off my guest already. Don't forget, this is something I have to say, an amendment. I have been saying that no one has had a perfect score on the trivia questions at the end of the episode, and I have to do a special shout out to Miss Lindsay Conrad because she actually got 10 out of 10. She missed the bonus question. I knew she missed one. And I kind of gave her help on the number 6. I let her skip it. So it wasn't like I was way off, but she did get 10 out of 10. So congratulations to you. You get a gift from Real Drinks. I will send you an autographed high five from me. So there you go. You're welcome. That is a valued gift, valued well under $6,000. So there you go. So tonight, I have a very good friend of mine coming on to the show. You may have seen her at the House of the Mouse as Flora Fiera on the streets of Hollywood at Hollywood Studios. She is a nut. I'm a big fan of hers. We talk all the time, and I'm super excited to have her on the show. Miss Angie Sardina. Hello.
Thank you. Well, kudos to you. Thanks for having me. And beautiful backdrop. I heard your daughter made that. Is that correct?
She did. She designed the Real Drinks logo. I love it.
Oh, and I just saw that it says Premium Laughs on that.
Oh, yeah.
That's
it says
cool.
Premium Laughs, drinks since 2020. And
what does it say at the bottom?
69 milliliters, which
she knows you well.
She knows me. She knows me.
She knows you well.
Like, part of me was like, hey, kid, you shouldn't know that. And I went, she's in high school. She knows that. She knows what that is.
I know that because she's my daughter.
Yeah, I was like, yeah, we're good. So, yeah, she designed this whole thing, which is awesome.
Kudos to her. Nicely done.
How are you?
I'm pretty well could be in COVID land.
Yeah, COVID land.
Hanging out, just me, myself, and I with the kiddies. So, yeah, I've been chilling, watching movies. Just trying to get my stuff together, like I'm sure everybody else has.
Sweet.
Thank you for asking.
No, yeah, definitely. So let's go ahead and tell everyone a little bit about what you do, what you've been doing. What's going on? How are you in the biz?
Well, in Orlando, I just got here in 2018, and I've been with the Mouse since then, and things have changed.
Yeah.
But before that, I was at one of the longest running, if not the longest running vaudeville theater in Austin, Texas, called Esther's Follies. Which was a sketch comedy group who was very topical, and I did, comedy and magic, and it was musicals. It was a bunch of variety acts. So I was there since 2010. And throughout that time, I've also toured throughout Texas with an anti-bullying show with actually a girl, Julie Frost, who used to be in Finding Nemo, who played Nemo.
Oh, nice.
And so, yeah, we worked together in Esther's Follies. That's actually how our paths crossed. And
awesome. So she was the Nemo the show at Animal Kingdom. Yeah. I don't want people going, oh my God, she knows the voice of Nemo.
Nemo? She was on stage.
Yes, on stage at Animal Kingdom.
On stage. And so, yeah, I've just been doing a lot of performing. Thankfully, I'm super fortunate with that. And then I got to meet you, and it was just crazy. My life changed for the worst, actually.
Oh yeah, I was about to say, don't go with better. Ugh.
Yeah.
I've had to live. I've lived with me my whole life. All 32 years of my life, I've had to live with me. So
your girlfriend's a good woman, and I haven't even met her.
Yeah, she has to put up with me. It's great.
She deserves a big old trophy.
She drinks a lot. A lot.
Good.
Yeah, she has to.
Medication's important nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
So good for her. No, you're a great guy. Thanks for having me.
Oh, thank you.
like I did vaudeville, and then I got to work at Disney. Oh, and I also performed at SeaWorld San Antonio, which I opened with Greg Triggs, who used to Greg Triggs, who used to be a citizen of Hollywood that I didn't know, was my director for the new Sea Lion in San Antonio, Texas. And so that was was just a really cool cross of worlds, which was really cool. And so here I am. I've done a lot of performing, but I've also done other things. So I'm just happy to be here.
Nice. And I believe, other than myself, you are my first Citizens of Hollywood guest.
Really?
I'm trying to look, and I think you are. You are my first Citizens of Hollywood guest.
Well, sweet. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I've got a few alum that are going to talk about some stuff, but I think you're my first one. So yeah,
I'm honored to be here. I'm just happy to be here. Like a friend of mine used to say, man.
Just happy to be here.
As long as it is, I'm happy to be here.
So let's talk about the movie we're going to be talking about tonight. What are we talking about?
We are talking about Inglourious Basterds, the Quentin Tarantino film.
Yes, the Quentin Tarantino Inglourious Basterds.
Yes.
I remember when I saw the preview.
Yeah.
And I immediately went, "Yep," watching that. I was like,
what was the film before that? I forget. What was his film before that?
Was it the house, the what you call it, the grindhouse?
That was with him and Robert Rodriguez.
Yeah. Were those before that one?
Maybe that was. Dude, that was an awesome, by the way.
Yeah.
Really awesome.
So.
I can't remember, but Inglourious Basterds from Quentin Tarantino, which, I mean, I remember I lived in Austin at the time, and fun fact, when they did the premiere, which I was seconds away from getting the tickets to it, sold out, and what they did at the Ritz, which remember, the bigger theater that they're talking about in the film is called the Ritz. Mm-hmm. The Ritz downtown Alamo Drafthouse in Austin, Texas, did the premiere just as it looked in the theater with all the Nazi flags. I mean, it was epic.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I remember, I think that was the first, besides Grindhouse, which was cool. That to me was the first time that I was like, holy Can I curse on this?
Yeah, you can fucking curse.
Oh, good. I was like, holy shit, my mind is blown right now. That's
awesome.
You see it on the big screen, right? And you're like, what is happening?
Yeah.
It was awesome, right?
Yeah. Here's a little fun story about Inglourious Basterds.
The original or Tarantino?
The Tarantino.
Uh-huh.
The first time I saw it, I was working at American Idol.
Oh yeah.
And we used to have this long break. And
did you watch it during your break?
Yeah, because I was like, we're not staying here. The area manager wanted to make us stay just in case the show went down. We're like, we don't have to. You're basically giving us split shifts. So you're giving us a 4.5, almost a 5-hour break.
Yikes.
Before our last show. Like we had to do 3 shows and then this huge break and come back for the last show. And we're like, this is ridiculous. So we used to go to Pleasure Island, downtown Disney, back in the day and watch a movie. And I saw Up There. I saw a couple of different movies. So I went to go see English.
Was that you saw Up There? Where?
Up. I saw
Up
there.
Oh, up. Oh, up there. You went up there.
Yes, I went up there to see Up.
Yes, up there.
Yes.
Okay.
So I meet my roommate at the time. I meet him there to watch Inglourious Basterds. And I'm checking my watch. I was like, all right, I got time. And I didn't realize it was a 13-hour movie. And I'm like, get there. And I'm like, oh my God. And then I thought I timed it right, but I forgot there's going to be 45 minutes of previews and everything. Yeah. So I'm like, and just as it got to the climax of the movie, I said, I have to go.
No, did you really? It's like, oh my gosh. Do you remember what the scene was? What was the scene?
Oh yeah. It's the movie theater. When they're in the movie theater at the end.
Oh, but before, what part though? Because the whole thing is awesome.
Before that very ending, shit's about to go down. Yes.
That sucks, dude.
I know. I was so mad. I was like,
oh my God. If I were with you, I'd be like, dude, you are not going, man. You are not leaving. Holy, I can't believe you had to leave at that moment.
I had to leave at that moment. I'm like, no.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yes.
So what did you do? Did you go see it again in the theater and you're like, I'm just filming in this part, or did you rewatch it?
No, I just rewatched the whole thing.
You're like, excuse me, thank you, excuse me. You're like crawling over people.
I need the last 15 minutes. The last 15 minutes. That's all I want to see. Yeah.
Stoned.
So you're a big Tarantino fan. What got you into being a Tarantino fan?
My ex.
Yeah. Okay.
We're talking real.
No, that's good.
It was my ex. No, he totally got me into Tarantino, and I was in Austin, Texas, which that's the best place to go. You know, they had all these old school films that they'd show, and I think it was it was old school film that they showed it too. You know, so it was like I got really into film in Austin. Although I should be watching more, but that's where I got into Tarantino. And then, like I said, then I got into like Robert Rodriguez and stuff like that. I saw a bunch of premieres there, which was really cool. But my ex was the one I got me into him with. I think he started me. Well, I'm a big Jackie Brown fan, huge Jackie Brown fan, awesome. And then I saw that, and I kind of like went into different. People would think I would start with True Romance and stuff like that, but I like Jackie Brown, and then I couldn't get through Pulp Fiction because of that scene. I couldn't get through it, but I kind of skipped around with that one, and then like Inglorious for some reason, I think because it was like the first Tarantino that I decided to go see on my own. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
That's where I was like, whoa, this guy's awesome, you know? And then I went into like Hateful Eight was incredible. That one was like a million years long with an intermission, you know?
Haven't seen it.
And then, oh, you haven't?
They didn't speak to me. I'm like, all right.
Oh, I thought you said you didn't see it.
No, I didn't. I haven't seen it.
Oh my God, you're
Once
killing me.
I was like,
guys, you know how many monologues you can get from that? See, I see film differently now. I'm like, do you know the gold mine of monologues for men that's in that? It's like, you know, just so you know, you might want to see it because of that.
I mean, I probably will.
It's a good film, but don't watch it with your daughter, dude. It's kind of intense, even though she's in high school.
Yeah, no. There are certain still movies that I go, nope.
Oh, good. Okay. And then what was after that? And then Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, I actually flew to Austin to watch it.
Wow.
Before the pandemic hit, I was like, I'm going to go to Austin and watch this, which was cool because then they had a bunch of drink specials because I used to work for Alamo. So it was like, it was just a cool place to experience it. And Tarantino's just, you know, whatever his reputation is, as far as a director goes, in my opinion, you know, I just started seeing him differently. And I was like, wow, this is really incredible. The actors that he gets, as well as the music that he uses and all that. So I just like really enjoy his work. Not everything speaks to me that he's done, but this film it's definitely in my top 5 for sure.
Awesome. Yeah. So we haven't seen the movie. No one's seen the movie. Give me a real quick synopsis. Don't worry about spoilers or anything. Give me a quick synopsis of this movie.
Like a really quick one?
Real quick, however quick you want to do it. I just don't want to go beat by beat because we'll get more in depth in a second.
It's just a movie about getting rid of Hitler and the Nazis, and they're gonna get him with revenge, and it's awesome.
Wow, that was super quick.
From every part of the world gets involved, and it's awesome. That's it. That's all I have to say.
That's it. It's just a movie about getting rid of Hitler.
Yeah. Right.
You have amazing cast. You have great characters, great character development in this film. So let's go. Let's start at the beginning before we get into the opening scene. Now, there are do you remember how many chapters there are? Chapters. Remember, it's separated. It's chapter 1.
I feel like it's I know. I feel like it's it's between 5 and 8, but I think it's more 5 and 7. I feel like it's between 5 and 7.
Yeah, I'm a horrible host because I was going to look that up.
I should have known this, and I wrote a ton of notes, and I'm like, I can't believe I didn't write which chapter. Is it like 6 or 7?
Hold on, I'm looking it up. We have how many chapters are in Inglourious? 5. Yeah, that's what I thought. I was like, it's around 5.
Okay, yeah.
So
that's
we're gonna go into the chapters. We're gonna go into detail and depth on what's going on. So, I think. Because chapter 1 is a movie in itself.
Oh yeah, it was awesome.
It's a short film. Like it really is good. It reminds me of the beginning of Up, where it's like it's its own movie. It's such a great...
I thought you meant I was like, that reminded you of Up?
No, the fact that it's its own movie, like it's a great saying. It is a it is a study in acting, that movie or that scene.
Yeah.
You've got Hans Landa. And yeah, so good. And even the guy that played Le Petit, I think his name is.
And also, actually, one of the daughters is actually Robert Rodriguez's sister.
Oh, no way.
One of his
Wow.
daughters, one of the daughters is, and I believe it's the one who fetches the water. I
Oh,
believe.
gets the
Yeah.
milk or the whatever.
She's the eldest, I believe,
Yeah. Okay.
possibly. I don't remember if she closes the window, but I know that she gets him water, and she's saying, "Hey, somebody's here." She's the one getting the laundry at the beginning. But that's a fun fact.
So it is Real Drinks. We're talking about the movie, and I think we should talk about the drink. And this is the first time we're having a couple of different drinks.
Yeah.
This is the first time we're having different drinks in one episode. So I think because of chapter 1, we have to have a little milk. A little bit of milk because
Landa drinks milk. He gets offered wine, but he prefers the milk because it's a dairy
farm. Yeah, they're all dairy farmers there. So they have a little milk, and it's so well done, that first chapter. The tension that builds, it's
absolutely that. I can go on about this scene forever, okay? So stop me, because me, I freaking talk. I'm sure, as everybody's noticed. But like that first scene, first of all, you see the car from afar, right? And first of all, also like then, once the beginning, right? We're seeing the dark, the names are going up, and you're like, oh my God, this is never gonna start. But that scene, you see a car, and then suddenly people start responding, but it's in this beautiful hill country. It's just incredible. And the music starts coming in. I mean, it's brilliant, because it's not only does the music set the tone, but there's these beautiful close-ups of this big man, right? That's like, is he chopping wood? Is that what he's doing?
he's chopping wood. He opens just chopping wood.
Ginormous man chopping wood, and then his daughter's going ahead and taking things down, and
they were doing laundry.
Yeah, hollering at him like, "Uh-oh, somebody's coming!" And you see this guy, and clearly they know who this is, right? I mean, then Hans Landa comes down, and he's incredible. He just walks in like he owns the place, right?
Yeah.
He's that guy that walks in like he owns the place, because of course he's the Jew hunter, right?
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely incredible. And what is really beautiful too is that this whole movie has people speaking in an insane amount of different languages. And Hans Landa does so many, and it's really brilliant because you see his personality change with each language that changes.
Oh, yes.
Which is really, it's so funny. I love that as an American, he totally takes out this huge pipe, and he's totally like, it's like such a, a total douche. But he comes in, he introduces himself, and the huge Frenchman comes in, introduces his daughters. They close the not the curtains, the windows, right? The boarded windows. And then, he starts talking. He goes from French and then to English, right?
Oh, he starts German.
I'm sorry.
No, I think it's German in the beginning, or then he goes to French. It may just go straight to French since they are in France. But then he goes to English.
Yeah.
He actually apologizes.
Which is interesting because we don't know why yet, right?
Right.
We don't know why he's switching to English just yet. And it's like, oh, you speak English, so why don't you go ahead and just speak English? Because he's so charming, right? This guy knows who he is, right?
And that's the thing that makes it so good, is because he is so charming and likable in that very beginning. He's like, I like this guy. He's not a bad Nazi. He's a good Nazi. I like him.
This guy, I kind of feel like I would have a drink with this guy.
I would grab some schnitzel with this guy.
This guy knows what he's talking about. And mind you that he's much smaller than the Frenchman. He's in his house. He's much smaller, but you already know a Nazi's coming in, and you got to, even though you're not a Jew, you still have to respect these individuals, even though you don't like them.
Yeah.
Right? So
they've occupied your country. You're harboring, Jews underneath your house.
Can you imagine that? It's like
scary.
But it's amazing, like that whole, that whole thing is, you don't know just yet, but once you see the big picture, it literally, the camera starts going back, right? And you see everything shifting. The music starts changing. The way that he suddenly looks bigger than the Frenchman because of the way the camera's turning. And his look, oh my God, that look that he gives every time. Like, it reminded me of my dad's look when I was really in trouble. And I was like, he does that look and you're like, oh shit, here we go, bro.
It's such a great slow dissolve from the, he's speaking French or English and saying all those things. And then it's just his face slowly comes, you're harboring enemies of the state.
And that's the thing, like,
it's like, boom.
because at that point when you know what he's there for, then you're like, oh, something else is happening here. He takes out the list. Oh, so you knew his family that was Jewish? Super, like, okay, we're just gonna go one by one. I'm just here to do the taxes. Don't worry, and then and then suddenly it's like, it just changes.
And you brought it up already. My favorite is how big his pipe is, because it is a signal of, I'm the big dog.
I'm the big dog, right?
It's such a funny way to do it.
I know.
But he whipped out his dick at that point. He just whipped out his dick, and you hear it go, boom, boom.
Like, ay, mira.
It's so bulbous.
Wow, that is super German. That is a schnitzel I have never seen before. But you're right. Then the pipe comes out and you're like, hold on a second. Something is happening here. Because then you see the Frenchman gets a little nervous, right? You start seeing where you're like, he's not acting very, why is he? Oh, no, he's not
because
completely, right?
Hans Landa is doing that awesome analogy.
Yes.
Where he's like the rat and the squirrel.
And the hawk, right? Or is it?
But he does the hawk is for the Germans. He does that and he goes,
oh, that's right. That's right.
But I would consider them the rat. And I don't mean that as an insult. He goes, they're very cunning. They survive. It's this and that. And then he goes, but for some reason, you don't like them.
Oh my
Because
God.
if they were to come into your house, you would be upset. But I could tell you that a squirrel could carry just as many diseases that the rat can, yet you would probably be okay with that. And I went, this guy's fucking brilliant. This guy is so good.
And then like the Germans, they had the predatory instincts of a hawk. And you're like,
yeah. It's so propaganda filled. Like it's that whole thing that was going on back then.
Yeah.
Like,
and then, and I love that he is like, oh, yeah, my nickname, and then he's like, but let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why.
And then you're like, uh-oh, like, because then you're like, I'm going to tell you a little about myself and how this shit is about to go down, right? And you're like, oh, shit. Like, you're just like, and it's only the beginning of the movie, right?
Like, if this doesn't hook you, you're done. Like, why even watch the rest?
And it's like, and it's interesting because, right, as artists, we're usually like, you don't want it to climax right at the beginning, right? You gotta keep going up if that's the case, right? And he really does that throughout this film, and each chapter is so different that every chapter goes up and bam, bam, and you're like, and then at the end, but anyway, so yeah, it's just amazing. And so suddenly his face changes, and he says what you said, and you're like, oh my God, they're under the fucking house.
And he gets down to business. He's like, boom, here we go.
Oh, and this poor guy is crying, right?
Yep.
And they don't know what's happening downstairs because it's English, and you can't hear the guy crying. Oh my God. I mean, just thinking of that moment as an actor is like,
oh yeah. Like I got to sit there and just what I love about this movie and most of his movies. Like I respect him as a director and stuff. I just don't like some of the stuff that he does, and the fact that he puts himself in every movie and he can't fucking act his way out of a paper bag.
I know. Like in Reservoir Dogs, I'm like, you're killing me, Tarantino. I love you, but this diner scene is killing me. Yeah.
It just fucking pisses me off.
But I do agree.
The fact that I feel that Pulp Fiction is highly overrated. I did not get.
I agree.
And the fact that fucking dumbass won an Oscar for that piece of shit. He didn't do anything.
It's
he
funny
did no
because
acting. I was like, what? You just gave it to him. You just wanted to give Travolta the Oscar. That's all you guys did.
I know. And it's really, I know. Well, it's like, what's this guy's name? Scorsese. You're like, that was not what he should have won for. He should have won like, but they're like, we really need to give it to him in case he dies. So in case, he's, I don't think he's going to go back to Scientology after this. No, I'm just kidding.
So yeah, that's what got a really sour taste in my mouth for Tarantino.
Well, yeah. I mean, I get it.
Ugh.
I get it.
But okay, the casting is what I really dig about what he does. He puts the right people in these roles. I mean, that role that of the French guy, he had to get a really good actor.
Everybody was the soldiers. Everybody is impeccable in this film.
There are no weak links.
I know, and
she's brilliant.
Shoshana, she's actually a French director. She's a famous French director, and I forget her name, unfortunately. But she's a famous French director. And I mean, every woman in that film is very good. Actually, the French interpreter has been in Tarantino's films. She was in Kill Bill. She was one of the ones that I think she cuts off her arms and her legs and she just throws her over to the side or something like that. She's that girl. I mean, everybody in this film is absolutely incredible, dude.
Yeah. Shoshana is Melanie Laurent.
Yeah.
Melanie Laurent is her name.
Is there a Melanie in the house?
Melanie Laurent.
Is this the Melanie? Welcome to America, honey. Welcome to America. Yeah. I mean, everybody, the young soldier that they make the film, Frederick, right?
Yep.
Even Winston Churchill in the film is, everybody's so good, dude. I mean, and the guy that they have as Hitler?
Brilliant. Guy was great.
You would think that guy was Hitler because you're like, he must have looked like this when he was yelling and beat red in the face. He must have looked like this guy. Like, I can't imagine him not looking this way, right? But, it's insane.
So chapter 1 ends. They fire on the thing. He gives them up, and they just start opening fire on the floor. And Shoshana gets out and runs. And I always thought it was an interesting choice that he does not shoot her. Like, he doesn't even give it a shot. Like, I thought he had it. I thought she was close enough, and he just waits, and then he's like, meh, doesn't chase her, doesn't do anything. They could have chased her. They had a car. They had automatic weapons. They could have just opened fire.
Well, I feel, now that I've watched it a million times, of course, I love that he totally chose to do that. And I think because it leaves it so open-ended, right? Mm-hmm. Because you don't know if he wants to fuck with her for always and have her remember that for the rest of her life, and maybe always make her think that he's going to know where she is, right? Because he's a freaking Jew hunter and he's a crazy Nazi. Mm-hmm. Or if he was like, maybe he's like, I missed a shot. Fucking, I'm tired. I killed a bunch of people just now. I don't know. We don't know what it was but it was a beautiful choice, dude.
I think it really was ego-driven.
Yeah, well,
I think it was totally ego-driven. He's like, I'll find you. It's like,
yeah, well, and then so
you're free for right now. Go take a shower.
Exactly.
Feel like you're fine. We'll get you tomorrow. Like,
exactly. Yeah, and to be in her mind for the rest of her life, Mm-hmm. So that's the thing. It's like super ego-driven. I think you're right about that for sure. I mean, it's just like that. That scene is just incredible. You don't know where it's going from there, and it's beautiful because it's the scene. It's like he's right here. You see him really up close with the gun, and then poopsie, that's it. And then goes to the next chapter. You're like, what?
Chapter 2. Here come the bastards.
And I was so pleasantly surprised because I'm not saying Brad Pitt is I think he's very good at what he's done, and he's gotten even better. Mm-hmm. I mean, he's great, but he got even better when I saw him in these films. I was like, wow, he really is fantastic. Mm-hmm. And I was pleasantly surprised by him, because you're thinking like, okay, how he's going to play, because I had read about this before the film came out, right? I'm like, what's coming out next? And I was like, he's going to play a soldier, huh? I don't know. When you're thinking about certain actors, if they could do, you've not seen them in anything but a pretty face or this or that, So then I was like, oh man, he sounded awesome. The great. Apache, right? Aldo the Apache?
That's the Apache. This is his nickname, yeah.
Means I got a little engine in me. Lieutenant Aldo Ray, right?
Aldo Ray.
Means I got a little engine in me. I mean, he was brilliant.
Brilliant. And the thing, like you brought it up with the pretty boy. You're like, okay, this guy's a pretty boy. He always plays like good looking guys. How are they going to do this? And he plays it off really well. Like he makes himself look normal, like a normal mountain man. He's got a little bit of a slight movement on his jaw. He's got that
scar, and it's just, but then you think about it, right? Like, I'm sure his motivation was like, oh, I think I could hate Hitler, no problem, and want to kill him.
Yeah.
And you're going to sell the idea to Jewish American soldiers. I don't think it's going to be that difficult.
Right. The point I was going to make with Pretty Boy and actually looking normal was where they go wrong. Not in this film, but the movie 8 Mile, the Eminem movie. They have Kim Basinger as his mom, who's supposed to be a white trash, dirty mom. And I'm sorry, there isn't much you can do. No matter how much you try to make her ugly, you couldn't. It's Kim Basinger. It's like, come on.
It's Kim. I don't know.
But with him, it was good. Like I thought, yeah, I believe him as a mountain man type of guy. Yeah, I see that.
I mean, it was solid. It was like, and BJ Novak and Eli Roth are part of that.
Mhm.
I mean, and so I always forget this actor's name. He was in a bunch of Tarantino films too. He's a real young guy. He's been in a bunch of his films. I mean, everybody that he picked was awesome,
Mhm.
right? But like, you're thinking like, these guys, this is what your motivation is. You want to kill Hitler. You want to seek revenge, and this guy's gonna let you do this. And like, doesn't sound too bad.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, who doesn't want to, do that?
So we get introduced to the bastards. They talk about he's recruiting them. He's telling them what they're going to do. And we eventually get into occupied Nazi country, and they have an officer, and they're about to go. They've got three people.
They do. The young
And-
guy too, right at the end.
And it's just the
Brutal.
sound of the bat in the tunnel.
The bang,
He wants to die for country. Oblige him.
oblige him.
And
And
he's
he's
just
like,
there, dink.
I just love. He's like,
I was like,
boy.
Ooh.
But it's so funny because I love that moment with Brad Pitt and the soldiers. He's like, we're real tickled you said that. We're really happy you said that because we've got no form of entertainment. Like he was just so funny there. You know what I mean? You don't expect him to say that, and then they're laughing, and they're like, I mean, and then you're thinking like, normally this would really fuck with my head, and I would think this is really twisted, but it is a Nazi, so I'm not so. And I thought what was really beautiful about once that bat sets up that you're like, oh, something crazy is about to happen, right? To mess with that soldier, although that guy you couldn't break, to mess with that soldier, and you see Eli Roth come out, and as an actor, all I thought was, oh, this guy was in the moment because he comes out, and if you think about it, he's Jewish American, isn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's Jewish American in real life, right? So that's the thing. Like, hello, you're about to fucking kick the shit out of a Nazi. He used that because he's in that moment, and he went there, and you can see it. And so it's really beautiful. And then, oh my god, and then he just yikes! It's hard to watch.
Yes, and right before that scene, they recruited the last bastard.
Oh yes! Oh my god! Yes, they introduce him in this chapter. Oh, he's so good.
The last bastard.
And you also find out Samuel Jackson is narrating. At this point.
How do you get it wrong? So they bring in Stieglitz.
Oh, Hugo Stieglitz,
who was a Nazi officer who started killing Nazi officers, killing Nazis, and was in the clink for killing Nazi officers. And the bastards go and rescue him.
We're big fans of your work.
Like, listen, we really like what you do.
we want to know if you want to go pro, right?
Yeah, it's like, let's go.
That's so
And
good. Yeah.
here's a little trivia for you. The actor, German-born, did not want to wear a Nazi uniform. He was like, I promised I would never ever wear a Nazi uniform, ever. The stipulation that he had for this movie was, if I ever wear a Nazi uniform, I kill a Nazi.
Oh, I love that.
In any scene that I have a Nazi uniform on, I kill a Nazi.
He kills quite a few. By the way, cheers.
Oh, so we have another drink. We have another drink. Let's go ahead.
Because I was like, I gotta get my drink on. Well, they drink a lot of champagne. Bridget does.
Von Hammersmark.
Yeah, she drinks a lot of champagne. So, what should we toast to, Ali?
Down with Hitler.
All the way down. Sir.
All the way down. So I'm doing some scotch because they drink some scotch, and there's a key pivotal moment that involves scotch that we'll get to in a second.
In a second. No, I don't think so. Okay, so let's see. Okay, so but also the way they introduce him, because he's up on that freaking stone.
Oh yeah,
down,
with the big gun, just like boom,
yes,
boom.
dude. Da-da. And then it's just Hugo Stieglitz, and then Samuel Jackson's voice coming in. You're like, dude, this is awesome. Like he does such a it's brutal to watch, but then you're like, oh, this motherfucker is crazy.
And the thing that I like, and this is kind of morbid.
It's okay.
But when he hits him with the bat,
yes,
the guy that takes that hit took it so well because he gets hit. It wasn't just a he got hit and his body went stiff. Like you could like it affected like he really went done. Like he was dead. Like boom, done.
Yeah.
It was so I was like, ooh, you see his body get stiff and just boom.
Dude, every actor in this film was great. I mean, and so let me just say though, okay, I thought everybody was good. However, there were moments that some, I think, went a little over. That's why I mentioned how in the moment Eli Roth was, because I think later on in the film he gets a little, but he's also a director. He doesn't do too much acting, does he?
He does some, not a lot.
He does some, not a lot, but some. But yeah, and so, but yeah, he takes him down. And then the great thing is though, the last guy who's like super young and has witnessed all this is like, fuck this. And he tells them exactly what they want, you know? But he goes back to freaking Hitler and he's like, they let me live and da 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 da. And I didn't say anything and blah, blah, blah. But which is a funny moment as well, right? And let me just say, when they get to that moment where Hitler is talking to that soldier, in the background, I don't know if you've noticed, there's a guy painting his picture, right? And it's just really funny because Hitler's going crazy, da, 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 and the other guy, you actually see him, he's like, he's just like, and this is the other layer happening. Like, that's really fun. I mean, the guy's like, he just doesn't shut up. He's just going. I think I got him. Like, and you know, he'd get killed anyway if he messes up. But so.
Oh, there's a vein now. There's a vein now. I got to add that vein.
Yeah, it's like, damn it. But, you know, there's just the whole film has like just so many gifts in it, you know, and then like the way that kid's freaking a swastika, that's like, that's intense, man.
I imagine you're going to take off that suit. I can't abide by that. Oh, it's so good.
And you're like, oh, man. And then that close up where he's like, you're getting pretty good at this.
All right. And it's like, yeah, I am.
You know how you know how to get to Carnegie Hall, don't you? Practice, you know, and then it ends up, and it's oof, and you don't know how brutal it is until you see it. You're like, yikes,
oof.
Yikes.
So the bastards don't fuck around. They are after Nazis or Nazis.
Well, I'm sorry, I cut you off. Go ahead.
No. I was like, as Aldo Rain would say, we're going after Nazis.
And he tells the soldiers that how many scalps do they owe him Nazi scalps. So it is brutal.
Yeah, it's like each of them has a certain amount that they have to bring him. He goes, you will get me those scalps, or you will die trying.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. It's just awesome. So it's brutal. You know, it's brutal. You know that they are out for blood and scalps.
Yeah, they're ready to take him down. Go ahead.
What is chapter 3? Is it when we get to Shoshana?
Shoshana.
Yeah.
So we get Shoshana. Shoshana's alive and well.
It's like great. 4 years later, I think.
Yeah, and she's owns a movie theater, and then we also, she's up on the marquee. And we also get introduced to another key character, Frederick Zoller, or Zeller, or whatever how he says.
Frederick Zoller? I don't know how you would say it in German.
Something like
that. Actor was great.
He was phenomenal, and I've seen him in a lot of stuff, and he's really good.
He was really great because he nailed that cocky German soldier, excuse me. And like, I mean, he nailed it. And he was a young soldier. He's like, no, what are you talking about? Like super, oh my gosh. And she's just like, fuck you, dude.
Yeah, no shit. But again, and this is what I say for any villain, any good villain, any good bad person has to be likable. There needs to be something about them that's likable, because why do you give a fuck? If I don't care about you, if I just hate you, then there's nothing there. There's no substance. But if there's a bit of you that I kind of like this guy, now you feel bad for liking the guy. And the guy was a nice guy. Like, he really was a nice guy.
Super respectful. She just didn't like him because he was a Nazi.
I mean, he was a marksman Nazi, but
yeah. And you know, at that point, she's just French to him. Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So he's like, why is this woman so rude? But then again, she's outside. She's on the marquee. It's late at night. He's the only man. It could go many different ways. And I mean, these two actors, can you imagine? I mean, what a beautiful scene as an actor to have with a partner who's going to, I mean, they gave each other gold, man.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Gold, you know? And it's just a guy introducing himself to a pretty girl, trying to get the ditch. You know?
I think this film, more than a lot of other films, is a study in acting and writing.
Yes. Yep.
The directing's great, but the writing and the acting in this particular movie is huge. Just there are so many moments that are like they could have been fucked up. It could have fucked it up with the acting or the writing. You could have just, but it's so good.
And everybody was brilliant in it. Absolutely brilliant. I mean, I don't think every single one, because like I said, going back on thinking about the soldiers, who they picked for Winston Churchill, who they picked for like the painter in the back, you know, stuff like that. Everybody was brilliant.
Everybody's great.
It was just brilliant. And so, you know, they're having this scene, blah, blah, blah. And then, and he's just trying to make conversation. And she is like, not having it.
Like, nope. Swipe right. Yeah. Or left. I can't remember which one.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. And she's up on the ladder, you know, so she's like looking down on him.
Mm-hmm.
She's looking down on him.
The status.
And he's still not. And yet, that's right. Beautifully noted that yet again, you see this shift. Eventually she comes down and the power shift changes, and it's so beautifully presented, you know, but at this point he's not going to be rude right away. He's not rude right away.
Nope.
Super charming, respectful, like, oh my gosh, you know. And then she's like, what? Well, you want to see my papers? Is that it?
Yeah.
You know, here are my papers. And then he's like, oh, what a beautiful name. And she's like,
yeah,
this guy can't take a hint.
like I said, the guy is probably I could tell he's a good guy. It just so happens he was born German and he can shoot. And so he got recruited into the army. And it's just like American soldiers. You know, if I was recruited and I end up going somewhere and being really good, I'm probably not going to be a good guy to the other side. I will be a good person.
Yeah. So, and I mean, right. He wants to please the Führer, right? I mean,
he's a good guy. He's on the wrong side of history, but he's a good guy. Like
a good guy.
It's like,
yeah, and that's what he's trying to portray, at least, right? He's just like trying to like be like, no, I swear. And she's like, fuck this. I don't want to finish this. I don't want to talk to you, dude. And she's just like, I'm leaving. And he's like, wait, but you haven't even finished this. Yeah, I'll do it in the morning.
Yeah.
And how bold is that?
Mm-hmm.
How bold is that?
Oh yeah, she is saying fuck you to a lot of Nazis throughout the movie.
Yeah,
like it's great.
And you know, and that she's playing it. I mean, because she got away, so you don't know who, you know, all these things, and it's like, damn, girl, you are bold.
Yeah. And also, not only is she Jewish and escaped Hans Landa before, but she's also in occupied France and dating
yes, yeah,
a Negro, or as they would say in Germany at that point.
A Negro. That's right. So you're like, oh yeah, pero she is something nice, baby. Woo! Este huevo quiere sal. You know what I mean? For those of you who don't speak Spanish, what it means, it literally translates to this egg wants some salt, which means she's asking for it.
We're gonna go ahead and hit your SAP button now.
I loved the whole thing, Ali, but I don't know what you were saying most of the time. I'm gonna need to edit that. It's like she's like, fuck you, I'm getting off this ladder and I'm not even looking back to say goodbye. She literally just gets the basket and keeps going. And he's like, and he could have totally been like, what? But he totally doesn't. And he doesn't even know he's gonna see her again. Right?
Well, yeah, he's trying, and then he keeps trying. We find out that they're making a movie of his life.
But at the cafe. We find out about it in the cafe, right?
Yep.
And the next scene is her in the cafe drinking red wine.
Yep.
Yep, more red around her, by the way, because she has a lot of red. That's why I wore red. And he happens to walk by the window of the cafe. And he's like, oh my God, this girl's here. Yay, let me go inside. She has no idea.
Yep.
You know, and then he walks in and she's like, motherfucker, here we go. This guy again.
And I'm going to tell you right now, he's got some game. My man's got some game because what does he do? He convinces, was it Goebbels? Was it actually Goebbels, or was it a different? The director.
But that comes in the next one, which is a great scene.
Right. But he ends up convincing him to have it at her theater.
Yeah, to change the location of the venue, which is small.
But would have brought her money and prestige and all this stuff. So he's like, hey, fuck flowers. I'm giving you fucking business.
I know, but then he's also cocky with that, right? Super cocky, right? But she's like, right away, I'm like, oh my God, this girl, I wish I would be that bold. She straight up is like, I don't want you to pester me anymore. And he's like, but then it's so beautiful. He's like, it was like, oh my, I am so sorry. Like he took a moment to play that, and I was just like, well played, fucker.
Yeah.
Well played. Well played. He's like, my mademoiselle. I didn't mean to. If that is how, and then the people start coming in, and she starts singing, and they're like, "Oh my God, it's you!" Blah 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 blah. Oh my God, you are so lucky to be with a war hero. And but she doesn't understand it because it's all in German.
Yep.
And she's like, "Who the fuck is this guy?" And so she's like, "Who is this guy? Who is this guy?" And it's like, every so often he'll look over at her and he's like, "It's crazy.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry. I have to." Yeah, like totally like.
It's like us when we go shopping at Publix. It's like,
is that?
Is that?
Oh, they're not talking about us, but we're like, yes, we're like signing their grocery bag. Yes. I didn't even know, why is this guy writing on my bag?
Is he the valet? Is that the valet?
I don't know who this guy is. Hello from Real Drinks. So yeah, and it's like everybody knows who, and she's like, who is this guy? Blah 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 blah. And then everybody leaves him alone, and he is like, she's like, so who are you? She just straight up says that. Who are you? Which the subtext is like, who the fuck are you, dude? Like,
what the fuck's going on?
You know, and then he wants to be not cocky, but he's a little cocky.
Well, you got to be cocky with what he's doing. I mean, think about it. I mean, you don't. What his role as a soldier was, a sniper who's just cold-blooded.
In the bird's nest, right?
He's like boom, 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 boom. You got to have confidence. Like that's it. If you're scared, you miss.
Yeah.
Like nope. God. It's like nope.
Yeah.
So he's got game. He's like,
yeah. And the way he delivers it is beautiful because he's like, they just want to make a movie about me.
I
was in the tower, I shot a bunch of people, and it's not a big deal. And then I'm also going to star in it. And she's like, and she's like, I know, as a woman, I'm like, oh my God, this fucking guy. But she better at least indulge him a little bit, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're like,
you got to play the game. You can't get in too much trouble. You can't arouse too much suspicion. So
she was super rude before, and now she knows this guy is somebody, right?
Is a bigwig. Like,
And it's amazing, though. This is what these two actors know, right? I mean, like, that's so easy to miss, dude. And they did it beautifully.
So then we get to another one of my favorite scenes where they meet Goebbels, and they're all there having their lunch. God. And he just wants to meet her to know about the space and decide what's going on. And you're like, okay, here's what's going on. And then all of a sudden, here comes.
Oh my God. Well, and then, you know, she doesn't know it, right? Well, first of all, hold on. First of all, we also I got to mention this guy because he was so good. When they go get her at the theater after the cafe scene, because she's like, how many people did you kill? And then she storms off, right? Mm-hmm. So he's like, what have I done? I'm a killer of the other side, right? But he doesn't know, right? Mm-hmm. Why? And so she dips, and then suddenly she's up on the marquee, and that music changes. You know that dum, dum, and then the drive, the car drives up, and she looks down, and she's like, they get out. And they are not fucking around. It's that major, and I don't know major whatever, but that guy was awesome. That actor who plays that major, who ends up in the basement, playing with them, and he is just like, "Are you so and so? Let's go." You know, and it's like, and then at that point, right? She's got a lie.
They go to the cafe,
but she's got that lie deep inside that she's a survivor. Why are they calling me in?
Yep, she's got to be freaking out,
dude.
Holy shit! Here we go.
And then they go into the freaking badass restaurant, and there's that soldier, and she's like, motherfucker, I gotta like you right now because I'm surrounded by Nazis.
So they're quizzing her about her theater, about her stuff. And, you know, at that point, she had to have let out a breath of just, oh, fuck. Okay, it's just the theater. It's just this guy. It's like, this was probably the first time she was happy to see him.
Yeah, because he's on her side. He's on her side. That's right.
Thank God you're here for the, okay. It's not a bad thing.
I got somebody on my side. Yeah.
And then fucking.
And then he's like, the guy goes like, oh, it comes out of nowhere, right? Oh, Lambda.
And her fucking.
And she can't react terribly, but she does open her mouth a little bit like, oh my God. But
so good, so small.
She has to do it real subtle because she can't give it. But that music changes yet again with this freaking awesome, this freaking guitar that comes in. And here's Samuel. I mean, it's like, and that camera pivots again. And then you're like, oh my God, he's right behind her. Yep. It's like the real drinks that you did with your friend Jaws, or the guy about Jaws.
Oh, my, yeah.
You hear that song, oh my God, that shark is right behind me. Like, oh my God. Like that. At point you're like, oh shit. I think for the first time, I'm doing it now. I remember I was like, oh shit, dude. Nope. I can't hear.
I can't. Oh shit.
People are like, what the fuck is wrong with this girl? I'm like, nope, something. This shit's going down, everybody. Okay. I'm like, it's happening. It's happening. Everybody start drinking because this shit is no joke. Like,
this is about to go down.
Dude, and she cannot respond. That is like,
oh, ice. I felt the ice go down her back. Just the color leave her face and everything. Just like,
oh my God. It's intense, right? Oh,
so good.
And he's like, they look up, you see him behind him, and he's like, hi everybody. What's going on?
How's it going, guys?
How's everybody doing tonight? You know?
Good. Yeah. Frederick, good to see you.
Yeah.
You know, just
look at you, French interpreter. So like,
have you lost weight?
Oh God, he's so charming. There he goes again. That, and you're like, oh my God. And the German soldier, Kadiga, wants to, you know, what is it? No, he actually asks to see her alone, dude.
Yep.
Oh
and then the guy tries to intervene and he's like, bitch, I outrank you. Basically is what he's doing. He goes, I'm sorry, did you just fucking question me?
I know, dude. That's like, yeah. Oh no, I just wanted to
tiptoe out.
Yeah, I just wanted to make sure we had nothing to worry about.
So I have her umbrella. I didn't want her to lose it.
Yeah, I didn't need to. Did you think I was?
No. I was Hans.
That's crazy. I mean, I know who you are. You're the Jew hunter. That's crazy.
So now they're together by themselves.
Oh my God. Can you imagine? She's got a freaking, sorry, I'm just changing the light here. She has got to be so calm, cool, and collected.
And what does he order to drink?
He orders an espresso and a glass of milk.
A glass of fucking milk.
Oh, I drank mine already, bro.
Oh, no, I know. But he gets the milk, and I went.
Oh, I didn't even know that. Do you know that that's the first time I just realized that? It's the throwback to that moment. So, oh my God. Oh, you blew my fucking mind.
Oh, it's so. As soon as he ordered it, the first time I saw it, I went.
Oh my God, that's so good. That's so good.
He knows.
Oh my God.
He knows.
That's amazing. How did I not have that aha moment? Thank you so much for this moment. You've given me this moment. Oh my God, that's awesome. Because I thought it's probably it's for the espresso. That's what I think.
Well, he got it because of the strudel. He got the strudel, and you know.
But you're right. You don't, and that's the thing. At that whole scene, you're like, does he know? Is he fucking with her?
Oh yeah. Like I totally. When he got the milk, I went. He knows. He fully knows who that is.
I can't believe that. You're so awesome.
And he's so calm. And I'm like, yep. That's why I always thought it was ego. I was like, that's it. He knows who it is. He knows exactly where everything is.
He even tells her once to eat. Oh, no. Wait for la creme. And then they're waiting. And that's awkward.
Oh, it's so good. And just her eating. Yeah, it's good. I'm like, oh, fuck.
It's like a woman is like trying to get rid of a guy. She's like, this is amazing. Oh, Jesus. And then like the whole time she's like, how the fuck am I going to get myself out of this situation? And then he takes a moment where he's like, what was I going to ask you? and he looks at her like that moment of the Frenchman. He takes that pause. And it's like, and it closes up on his face. He's got an intense look, freaking Christoph Waltz, right? I was like, oh shit. It's that moment. Beat. And then, no big deal. No biggie.
Puts out a cigarette in the cream. Just like.
And then he walks away. And that moment that she has as an actress.
So good. It's the release. It's that. It's so good.
She sat on it the whole time. And she had to wait a moment, even though he walked past her, she had to wait to make sure he was cleared. And, I mean, the acting was incredible.
Yeah, so good.
And how she didn't get nominated was beyond me, by the way.
Yeah, I know. I thought she was
Because she
phenomenal.
was brilliant. Yeah, and then what's the next one? Is it when they're gonna meet up? Oh, well, when we see Mike Myers.
Yes, we that's where we go. We go to the next chapter. Now we're talking about the conspiracy or the operation to try and take down Hitler. Here we go. The
Which is
espionage
great.
part. So if you look at every chapter, it's a different type of movie. It's a different.
Yes.
That first one is a drama. First chapter is a drama. Second chapter is damn near a comedy, a comedic
comedy,
action,
right? A sports comedy.
Yeah. You got the romantic comedy now. You know, it's like, oh, he's trying to get the girl. He's trying to do this, boom, boom, boom. But then there's that. And now we have the spy. We've got the 007 shit, the espionage.
The spy who shagged me, if you will.
Yes.
Because you see
Rough,
Mike Myers.
baby.
And for those of us who had read about the film prior, you're like, Mike Myers in this film? And then you're looking for him, right? You're like, where is he? Right? You're like looking at, and then
he does great.
And then you're like, oh my God, it's Mike Myers. You know, like, you're like, this is so
And
awesome.
he's brilliant.
Yes.
Fucking brilliant.
And Michael Fassbender, who is amazing.
Phenomenal. So
I got to see him live at South by Southwest in Austin for Alien Resurrection.
Oh, really?
And I was like 3 rows behind, and I was like, I had a moment. I was like, oh my God, it's Michael Fassbender. Because I was like, holy shit, there's this guy that is an awesome actor. I don't see it as like, I mean, the guy's a good looking guy. But I mean, for me, I'm like, I dork out with the acting. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. You know, it's like a moment and you're like, holy shit, this is amazing. And he's there. And also as an actor, you're across from Mike Myers. You're in a Tarantino film. Can you imagine? Like, because I see this as with all these things that happen throughout the film, it's like, as an actor, you're like, oh my God, this is like incredible. It's a playground of actors and writers and directors. It's incredible, dude, this whole thing. So he comes in before he gets briefed. Winston Churchill's like, what do you think about this film? Because he's a film critic, right? This British guy comes in. How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. Pour yourself a drink, chap. I'll take mine neat. They say the toast that we did. All the way down, sir. Yes.
Down with it, all the way down.
You hear it and you're like, that is brilliant.
Great.
And so he says what he thinks about as a film critic, and he's like, brief him.
He was a film student or whatever. He did all this stuff, and he knows all about the Goebbels and all the propaganda film. I was like, brief him.
Yeah, but is he any good? He's like, not really. He sucks. Right? And so he briefs him, and then they're like, this is what's going to happen. Oh, and by the way, the spy you're going to connect with is the German actress, Bridget von, what is it?
Von Hammersmark.
Von Hammersmark. Yep. He's like, what? He's working with the British? That's crazy. Yeah. That's the stuff. He's like, that's crazy. That's crazy.
This motherfucker.
And then you're gonna meet in a basement, and he's like, what? Like,
well, no, they didn't know it was a basement at first. They knew it was a bar.
A tavern,
it was like, we'll meet you at a tavern. Meet you at a tavern.
And then, of course, the next scene right away is Brad Pitt,
Aldo. All of them are there, and they're basically debriefing. They're
he's like, you're crazy. That's a suicide mission, right? And they're like, no, it's totally fine, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, you can't do that. It's crazy. Why? And at that point, I remember thinking, is she setting them up?
Yeah, and that's what Eli Roth's character thought too. Yeah. He's like, oh, it just so happens that Van Hammersmark, because he's so fucking Boston. He's so Boston. Set up the, and it's like, oh, it's so good. And I love the moment he has with Stieglitz. That Fassbender has with Stieglitz, where he's like, listen, I know.
As he's sharpening the blade.
His fucking huge Crocodile Dundee knife.
Yeah. And you're like, it's kind of, and he inches towards him like calmly, slowly, he's super like, polite.
I need to know if shit goes down, you're going to remain calm. Like,
I feel like somebody would probably, if I was going to go into an area like that, I feel like you would be the one to be like, listen, I see you sharpening your knife, Angie, and I just want to know and make sure that Cuban side doesn't come out.
I want your knife sharp, and I know you're good with using it.
And you will bite at the ankles, but
Angie, wait until the moment.
Till I look at you, like, look at me how, Ali, because I'm ready. He's like, yeah, I'll be cool.
2 minutes later, there's blood everywhere. Angie, you looked at me because I asked you if you wanted a drink.
Well, I needed another look. So then he's like, of course I'm going to be cool, right?
Yeah, it's like, I don't think he even says anything. It's like,
yeah, sure. It's like that friend that goes,
yeah.
But then it's incredible because who the other guy goes with them? I forget.
Oh yeah, the tall
he's
guy.
awesome because he has a great voice. By the way, he says he's gonna go home, kiss his mother. You know when he's talking about the Nazi there, like anyway. But yeah, they go on, and actually Stieglitz is the nicest and most talkative. When that young soldier comes up to him and he's like, "Oh my God,
and he's so happy for him, and
that's a great name, Maximilian."
Yeah.
Right? He's actually the one that is like fantastic.
He was the one that was real. He was the one that was real.
That's true. You're right.
He was the most real at that moment. Like you believed him as an officer. He's like, "I'm happy for you, brother." He did that whole thing. And I don't know if they directed Fassbender to do this, but he seemed uptight the entire time. Like I felt that he was on edge the entire time. Like I didn't think he was comfortable.
And I wonder, it was probably an obvious choice, right? Because so that there was a balance of the trio that was there as far as the soldiers, right? You had the one that was like totally because I was a fucking Nazi, and then the other one that's just I'm gonna just stay quiet. I'm just gonna kind of observe the room, chilling. This pretty lady here. I'm just gonna chill, make sure I know all my points of view, and then he's incredibly uncomfortable. And the crazy thing is that everybody's drinking, they're having a good time. The soldiers are having a great time. They're smashed, and Bridget is lovely. Everybody loves her.
Yes,
right?
She's very charming.
And she's fabulous.
This is a brilliant thing that Quentin does a lot in this movie is he's setting up the turn. So everyone's having a great time. It's almost a communal family type thing. We've got a child that's brought into the world now. Like, so everyone's happy. They're drinking, having a great time. You've got a celebrity in the house. They're playing games, they're playing basically heads up, or charades or whatever.
The bartender loves them and they clearly go there often.
They're all having a great time.
The young bartender also then joins them. And then, and it's so funny. I love it because that female soldier who's more masculine, right? In the film, she's like, "I got you, girl." And it's like stuff like that. And then she's beating up the male soldiers that are like younger, but it's incredible. And they're like, the whole time the soldiers are trying to brief with Bridget, right? They're trying to brief, and people keep interrupting. And then that young soldier who is incredibly smashed calls him out.
Yeah.
That's so weird. Where is your accent from? And you're like,
weird. And Bridget does a great job of yes-anding.
Yes, she does, right?
Job of yes-anding.
Yes and.
Boom, boom, boom. Gets it going. No. I know this because they were extras in the film. Like he said, we were extras, blah, blah, blah. And then that's when the major shows up, who's been reading.
And you don't know he's there. Yeah, isn't that crazy? Because you don't know he's there because when it pans out, you're like, this motherfucker was behind a wall that you didn't see. It was a corner that nobody would have seen unless they knew the bar inside out, which they didn't know. Right? Because then you have that moment where you're like, it pans out, it shows him in a corner, but you're like, oh, this guy can be anywhere. And then it pans out and you're like, this is literally, you have to turn the corner and this guy is chill. And then he's like, let me say something. And you're like, oh shit.
And I love the fact, it was almost like he was a chaperone there. Like he was going, all right, I can't let my people get too drunk. I'm just going to be here.
That's the good.
Because he's sitting there just reading his book. He's not really engaging. He's just like, I'm going to read my book. You guys do your shit.
Drinking his beer out of the boot. Das Boot. Yes. Das Boot. Totally chilling. Like totally thrown back. No problem. Yeah.
And he just comes over and goes, I too have an ear for accents.
Oh my God, yes. Oh my God, I know.
And then that's when she yes-anded. And that's when they tell the whole story about him being in a movie and one of her movies. So good, and her brother, his brother was the very good looking one. And she's like, he's right. He is better looking than him. Oh, and they do the whole thing.
Crazy, right? Yeah, it's crazy. And then he's like, I'm going to but then he shows how good he is, right? He says, he guesses in the game right away that he's King Kong. So right away, he guesses, he's letting them know how good he is with the tail. And also, Stieglitz, the whole time when he's like slapping him on the back, trying to be a bro, he's like,
mother.
This guy. At that point, though, I questioned. I was like, how do they not know this is Stieglitz? That major, I feel like maybe would know, because I was like, Stieglitz has such a reputation, unless they didn't see his face.
But
what
you
he
gotta
looked like.
you gotta think too. Yeah, yes, he would have a reputation. However, we didn't have YouTube or Instagram or Facebook
Oh, I know that.
where you're not going to see their face all the time, like right
I see.
now.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So back then, it could have been a bad drawing of Stieglitz,
Okay,
you know,
yeah,
that
fair
they
enough.
had. You know, it
Fair enough.
and if there was a photo, not everyone had that photo. They don't have copy machines. You know what I mean?
That's true.
So I think he would know the name, but he may not have. He wouldn't know the face.
Yeah.
So,
And it was they played it beautifully because then, oh, please let me tell this.
go.
So
Story time.
that Major totally is like, I'm going to join you guys. He guesses the game. Oh my God. But that actor is so good too, right? He was a total douche when he got Shoshana, and now he's oh my God, this is so awesome, blah, blah, blah. But he's like, ese huevo quiere sal, right? You're like, I don't know, this guy. And so he's like, why don't we just have a shot of whiskey? It's the best. And he orders the drinks. He orders 5 glasses, I believe. And then Michael Fassbender's is like, nope, 3 glasses, which is not the way the Germans ask for it.
So they get there. And the really cool thing is Michael Fassbender goes, you're interrupting because we're trying to do this whole thing, which was fucking ballsy.
Which is bold because he's a major. Wait, I forget. What is his rank in the thing?
Let me look. What's his? I want to say he was a captain.
I don't know what the ranking is.
Let me look here. I'll tell you right now. Lieutenant.
Wait.
Lieutenant Archie Hickox.
Am I allowed to get up and get more drinks?
Oh, damn right. Yeah.
Okay, sorry. I'm listening. Go ahead.
Yeah. So he's a lieutenant, and I think he's a major.
He's a lieutenant, right? He's a lieutenant. I'm pretty sure.
No, Major Hellstrom, which is the German, the bad guy. You know, there.
Right, but I'm saying,
reading.
Is it
he's a lieutenant. Lieutenant.
So is it? I forget. Like what I'm saying is in the ranking, which is higher up. Is it? Lieutenant?
Oh, major.
Okay,
major,
so that's why I was like, bro, this guy's got like some balls. Like he got cocky with that British.
And then the major kind of does the alpha dog nip. He does that, and he kind of stares him down and gives him that fucker. I'm the boss.
But where does he do that? Because
because he tells him all that, and then he says, "Well, I'll let her decide whether or not I've overstayed my welcome." And
she's like,
and it's that intense moment, and he goes, "I'm kidding!" Shouts.
That's crazy. You guys.
Shouts. Just jokes.
Shots.
Yeah, it's like just shouts. It's just, of course I've done it. And that's when he goes, "Let's do 3. Let's do scotch. We're gonna do some scotch."
And the beautiful thing is that when Michael Fassbender asks for the 3, the camera is facing the major, and so you have that moment where you're like, "Oh, he's like he has that moment of observation, and he gives it a beat right there."
Yep.
They don't take the camera off of him at that moment, which is really beautiful because he doesn't say anything, right? You know something's wrong, but you don't know what it is.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah.
And I wish it wouldn't have been. This is a minus for Tarantino. Or the DP, because I felt that this was too obvious, because they do a hard close-up push with the 3, because he does 3, but they do a hard one. I thought it could have been. I think it would have been nice if it just wasn't so. Hey, here's the bad thing. He's fucking up right now. Instead of putting it in your face of he's fucking up, I think it could have been nice to just be subtle, just like, no, 3's good. And that's where he gets it. It's like, no, 3's good. But instead they do a tight shot and it's hard 3. And you're like,
I wouldn't have known if it was the only reason I was like, I totally hear what you're saying, but I think the only reason I appreciate it was because I didn't know what the German 3 looked like, right? As somebody that doesn't know what that is. So I was like, something is wrong and I don't know what it is.
And I guess I think that's my point, is that none of us would have known. And I think had it been subtle, it elevates his explanation or her explanation.
Okay. Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh shit, no, because it goes, Germans do it this way.
Oh my God.
We do it 3. You do it this way. And
I had a moment where I thought, did Michael Fassbender realize what he had done at that moment? Only because they had what you said, though, they had that moment on them in this way that you're like, he does the 3 wrong, and then he's looking down, right? And the other guy's staring at him, and he's looking down, and so he's having this moment. I thought, for a split second, I was like, does he know that he messed up? Does he realize it? And he's hoping he didn't get caught, but this guy is so good because he's a Nazi major. Do you know what I'm saying? You don't know.
I don't think he knew. I think because number one, he didn't know that his accent was weird. So I don't think he knew that I don't think it was that in depth that his German knowledge, if he didn't know that his accent was weird, he wouldn't know that they do 3 instead of 3.
Fair enough.
He just went 3. Right. Everybody does 3, instead of the 3.
You're right about that.
So I think, right. and the tension is so good in this film. So it's a roller coaster. There's so many moments of bringing it down, bringing it up, bringing it down. And he's like, did you recognize that sound? And it's so good. Goes,
is that right away? Do they do it right away? I totally forgot.
Yeah, because he sits there. Well, the major goes, when he does that, he goes.
I know, because I can't remember. Suddenly, I can't remember that moment. I'm like, dang it, I missed that moment.
And then he gives a little giggle. He puts his glass down. He goes. And then he goes into it. He's like, we got to do what we got to do. And that's when it goes into it. Right?
What does Michael Fassbender says? Because it's pretty brilliant, and I can't remember. It was like like when they all know they have their guns like on their crotches.
Oh yeah, yeah. He goes, it does that, and then he goes, well then, I've had this pointed at your balls the entire time, and he had it there, and then Stieglitz goes, he just goes, me too.
And then it's an all-out shootout, bro.
Yep. And then that's when he breaks character, and he goes, if we're gonna go out, if it's my time to die, I'd rather go out speaking the Kings, if you don't mind. And then he starts speaking English, by all means. And he's like, okay.
That's right. I know, it's so brilliant though, like how these actors are incredible. They're incredible. And these scenes are gold. Like you would just hope to God you get a scene like this.
Oh my God. I would, not to be crass, but as an actor, getting that script and let's just say you get a callback for it and then you get more sides of it and you're like, I would be so fucking hard the entire time going, I want to do this scene. I want to do this scene. I want to do every scene. I want to be able to work on this scene for fucking months until I get this shit right.
Yeah, totally. Absolutely.
Oh, it's fucking juicy. Just
it's incredible. It really is. I mean, like, it's just so brilliant. Like, it's just so brilliant. And even these characters in the background, they serve a huge role because then at the end, who's the one left standing? It's the young dad.
Wilhelm. Max's son or Max's dad.
And who asks for Bridget's autograph, and she's on the ground. She's been shot. I mean, it's like, holy shit. I mean, it's like, it's crazy, dude. It's so good. It's so
no trust. So yeah. So shit goes down. He goes, there's only one. He goes, there's a special ring in hell. There's a special ring in hell for people who waste good scotch.
That's what it is. That's right.
And that is some damn fine scotch.
That's what it is. That's what it was.
It's perfect. Well, I guess there's only one thing left to do. And what's that? And then Stieglitz goes, say goodbye to your Nazi balls. And then it just fucking goes.
I know.
And every shit goes down. Everyone's shooting the fucking shotgun. Boom, boom, everything.
Can you imagine how crazy?
Hectic.
And even shooting that scene. Can you imagine how loud it was in there?
Oh my God.
Like, listen, guys, we're going to have to, this is like, I'm already deaf. I can't even hear you right now, but we've done it like 20 times. We need to nail it this time.
Yeah, we got to get it, guys. We got to get it. And this may have been a 1 to 2 shot thing. It's like, listen, we cannot keep putting the squibs in here. We can't keep doing it. Yeah. You got to get this shit right. Or in more likelihood that it was shot in pieces.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
All right. We're just going to take the do. You guys react back here. Boom, boom, boom. Cut. All right. Now let's set up. Here's where we were. Boom, boom, boom. Let's get that. Let's get the shotgun. We're going to move the camera, reposition, because there's so much repositioning, lighting, and everything. The only reason I know that is because I've been on sets now, and I've learned so much by being on a set, going, holy shit, the amount of times
isn't it crazy?
They move scenery, lights, cameras, everything.
Yeah.
It takes a whole day
Yeah. It's a
sometimes
lot.
to get a scene.
It's a lot. And like, even like you're doing the same thing over and over, but with different camera angles, and that's like an insane amount of camera angles, it's an insane amount of camera angles. So
Yeah.
it's just like, holy moly. And to keep the intensity as well for so many times of a different take
Yeah.
in such an incredible film, it's like, holy shit. But yeah, I mean, and then, Lieutenant Aldo comes down and he's like trying to talk this guy down. Like, I don't know what to tell you, bro, but you got no way but trusting what I'm saying.
And
right?
Wilhelm at the time thinks he's the only one alive.
Yeah, and he's not. She's the and
She's
she's
still
like,
alive.
he's like, fuck her,
Oh, because he hates her. She's a traitor.
Yeah, she's a traitor, dude. She's a traitor. And he's like, yeah, and it's insane. And I think she ends up killing him, right?
Yeah, because he's like, you put your gun down, I'll put my gun down.
Yeah.
We got to have trust. No trust, no deal.
Yeah.
And he's like, okay. It goes, no, we're at a Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
No. You have to have guns on me. You're in the basement. You fire, we throw grenades.
Yeah.
You die. You fire me, I die. Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
So good. And he's like, okay. So, oh no, the question is there any of my folks alive? No, I'm here.
I'm here.
Yeah.
And he's like, fuck you, bitch.
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
He goes, all right, here we go. And he puts his gun. As soon as he puts his gun down, she boom kills him.
I know. I'm like,
Boom.
This is why you're a bad spy, Bridget. You suck. It's like, gosh.
So then they take her to the finest doctor.
And
this fucking scene.
A vet.
This fucking scene makes me go, oh, fuck. Because they need to know if she set them up or not.
And by the way, it actually has, and I'm going to tell you my favorite scene is in this. I don't know why. It's like so silly too. Oh my God. I wish you could see what's happening right now. I just opened up
what
my
are you
champagne.
doing?
The champagne
is it everywhere?
That's why I'm like, because it froze and I didn't realize it. Super classy, Angie. And it's like ice. And I was like, let me just shake it up so that the ice breaks.
It's champagne, Angie.
Look, you see the ice? Oh, you can't fucking see it. There. Yeah, I know. I'm not Mina. I don't know what you're talking about, Ali.
Mina, they have bubbles. They have bubbles for a reason.
Look at this. I'm fucking frozen. This shit is, God bless. So keeping it classy here on Real Drink.
Oh my God, you just went into AM radio voice.
Super. This is fantastic, right. Angie Sardina. I don't know how to drink champagne, but I'm a classy lady. That's right. So
coming up next, we've got the best of John Tesh. Coming up the next hour.
I know what the viewers are going to say. Bring her back, even though she started 25, 30, 40 minutes late.
They don't know that, but now they do. Yeah.
But now they do, because I run Cuban time. Do. So it was just like incredible. Just like they take her to the vet. And he's got his finger.
That's what I'm saying. That moment. He goes, I need to know if it's the truth. And she's like, mama. And he goes, boom, right in the fucking hole.
And you hear it. You hear.
Oh, the Foley is brilliant. The Foley is. I'd love to know what they used for that sound because that was brilliant. So good.
You're like, that had to hurt.
Oh.
And I have to say, so she's like, am I going to lose my leg? Yes. And bye-bye acting career. And he's like, whatever, bitch. You're going to get us into that fucking cinema. That's all there is to it. It's happening, right? And he's like, how am I? And he's doing the snuff the whole time.
Oh, yeah.
He's snuff the whole time. And you're like, bro, this guy's like, bitch, it's happening. And how am I going to figure this out? And you're like, dude, you don't speak Italian, you like at all. But he's like, I'm gonna go with you. This guy and this guy. My favorite moment, I swear on my life, in the whole film is when he says, "And you," and the guy turns and he's like, "I don't speak Italian." Like just that quickly,
and
it was so.
And Aldo says, "That's what I said. Third best."
Yeah, it's so that kid. That's the kid I was talking about, who's been in a bunch of other Tarantino films. He was in Grindhouse and stuff like that. Oh my God, it made me laugh so hard for some reason. He's like, because the camera literally catches his head, like bounce, like yes, and it was so good. He did that one line, and it's funny as an actor, you're like, oh, I got one line, but that kid nailed that line, dude. It was so funny. He just has such a like. What the fuck are you talking about? You're gonna send me into a theater with a bunch of Nazis? I can't do this. I don't fucking speak Italian. How the fuck am I gonna lie about that? You know, it was so good, dude. It was so good, you know.
Oh my God.
And then there they are. It's the premiere.
So they go to the premiere. It's like, how am I going to explain this cast? Think of something. Think of something.
You're an actress. Figure it out.
So they get to the premiere.
Woo!
And Hans Landa comes in.
It's a house full of Nazis.
Yeah. And they find out. No, they find out that the Fuhrer's going to be there. All of them, the biggies, are all going to be there. This is where it's fake. Like, it's like up until this point, most people are going, is this real? Like, did this happen? Like, all this shit happened?
But what is so beautiful about that? Nobody thought to do a film like this, because we haven't even gotten to the best part. Nobody thought to do a film like this, right? You read it in the history books, you're like, well, he doesn't die.
Right. So
everybody's
okay.
All the eggs are in one basket here. They are.
That's it. All the eggs are in one basket now.
And in Shoshana's theater, which did we talk about how she wanted to fucking burn the theater down?
We're going to talk about it right now. So now we've got two plots to kill.
Yes. Okay.
Mr. Hitler.
She's like, they come check out the theater. She's letting them do their thing because she has to. The Negro is just listening, right? I think at one point.
Well, let's go with the plot. Let's see her idea, because she goes to him and says, "This is the idea."
Well, right. Wait, hold on. But they've checked out the theater, and then he comes out and is like, "Are you crazy? How are we going to do this?" Mm-hmm. And she's just super cash, right?
We're going to put all the film canisters behind the screen.
And she's walking up the stairs one step at a time, like,
it's all good. So they set their plan in motion. Once they get there, Shoshana is getting her revenge. And
she's like, I know you're going to help me with this because you love me so much.
Yep.
Right? And I'm sure he knows her truth, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like totally fucking like Romeo and Juliet.
It's so good.
Because it's a suicide mission. It's a suicide mission. And another beautiful freaking, I think before they show Aldo and Bridget and the other soldiers and Landa, before that, you see her getting ready for the premiere. Yep. And it's a beautiful scene because you have Putting Out Fires by David Bowie from Cat People. And there she is. She's got red on. She's putting her red lipstick. And what's really beautiful is that, like a total Tarantino film, there's an aerial view. You know, when the music keeps going, putting out fires with gasoline. And there she goes. And you see her going through from her room into the theater. Not the theater, the lobby of the theater. She's going down. She's checking everything out. She's all dressed up like an assassin.
By the way.
She's got, I think, in her leg, on her leg too, right? On a holster.
And by the way, I was going to put a trivia question, because I do 10 plus a bonus at the end. And I was going to put a trivia question that you just answered, and I went, that's too obscure. She's not going to get it.
No, count that point, please, because I'm terrible at trivia.
Nope, you don't get it. But it was going to be Cat People. It was like, what was that film within a film, whatever that thing was. And I was like, this hooker.
Come on, is that my bonus point? At least give me a bonus point.
Oh, the bonus one? I don't think you're going to get. And if you get it, I swear to God, if you get it, Waffle House is on me.
Because we eat a lot of Waffle House, people.
Tonight's episode brought to you by Waffle House.
I'll go right now after this episode.
Let's go. We love some Waffle House.
Don't even. I will be there, bro. You know that.
We love some Waffle House.
No, but I'm terrible at trivia. I'm gonna feel it.
The fact that you guessed that, I was like, holy God, she got that. Okay, so before we get to the fire, so we're in the lobby. All the big wigs are there. All the Nazis are coming in, and we've got the three Italian filmmakers and Bridget von Hammersmark, and Hans Landa comes in. And now all of a sudden, this fucker speaks fluent Italian.
I know.
And I'm not going to lie, my panties got wet at that point. I'm like,
let me just say, I have manifested, I hope, Christoph, if you're watching Real Drinks right now with Ali Flores, I would love to work. I remember seeing him in this film for the first time, and I know he's had a great career before that. But when I watched this, I was like, who is this?
This was his coming out party to us, to America.
And can I please work with this man? Because he is brilliant, which he's also in an episode of Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee. I don't know if you watched that with Seinfeld. But then he speaks Italian, and it's so
funny. That scene is so funny because Dominic DeCoco, you know,
DeCoco.
how was that?
And he
But
says,
it's so funny. How's that?
and Aldo Rain's character, it's not DeCoco, it's
Buongiorno. He's like just like super like
Gorlami. It's Gorlami.
And he's like
Gorlami. He goes,
again, he's like,
no. Give me the music. Give me the music. Gorlami.
musicali. He's like,
That beautiful Italian thing. And it's like Gorlami. And then the last one where he's fucking pissed. Gorlami. And he's
like, yeah, and it's just like so funny.
It's so good. And the fact that he goes, how did you hurt your? I went mountain climbing last night, and he goes, mountain climbing, and he loses his shit.
And at that point, it's like, does he know? Because she's got to know, like, even for an actress, you're bullshitting a bullshit artist. What are you talking about? Yeah, and he just laughs, and she's like,
and he goes, where? You were there last night. The closest mountains are, in Italy, or in what was it, Italy, or
something like that.
And he goes,
like that.
How did you get here? So, and you see the fuck. He goes, I'm just playing.
I know, it's incredible, dude. And then, of course, when it gets to the point where he has her in the room, she's dead.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. At that point, he's like, "Can I take your glass, beautiful woman?"
He fucks with the three guys. And I'm telling you right now, he knew exactly who they were. He knew it.
Oh yeah, well he does. He does, right?
Because they say it, they admit it afterwards. But even at that point, he's like, I know who all three of you are. I'm gonna fuck with you about your Italian right now. And he does. And then he gives them their seats. All right, go ahead. Go do your thing.
Get out of here.
He's already got a plan. That fucker's smart. He's already got a plan. And
because he's a hawk.
And so he goes and has a meeting with her. And he has that shoe.
And it's a tiny room. So already it's like theater in the round, right? You're like, I got no place to go.
And by the way, crazy. I love that shoe. I was like, I love those shoes. Like, I was like, those are some kick-ass vintage shoes. Those need to be
They weren't vintage at the time, Ali. God.
My God. As a swing dancer,
fair enough. Because I know you like
love to seen those out at Atlantic Dance when I was swing dancing.
Girlfriend, you hear what he's saying? You gotta go to a vintage shop here in Orlando.
Hell yeah. And he fucking puts it on like Cinderella. Boom.
And you're scared at that point, and it is crazy what happens.
And it's the first time you see him just go click and just flip, because he just boom and jumps on her and kills her with his bare hands.
Yeah. And this is the first time you see him sweat.
Yeah.
And he's so put together, and you see him like go killing her, dude. Killing her. And it's so intense. And he's just turning beet red, and he's sweating, and he's over her. She looks like she's getting strangled for real. Like her eyes look like they are about to bulge out.
Little known fact, she did die in that scene.
Shut up.
She's method. She said, do it.
Look at that.
Do it. This will be my last movie. I was planning on retiring anyway.
That's horrible. That's terrible. I believe it.
Actors really care. I'm just saying.
I do. I mean, it's a Tarantino.
The fucked up part, they didn't get that take. That's actually a double. The one she died on, they didn't push record.
She died on the mountain. She died actually on the mountain. We were going to put that scene in, and then it just didn't work. It's like
she fucking Sonny Bonoed it. She Sonny Bonoed it, hit a tree. It was like, all right.
I hate to say this, but I have a good friend who lives in Colorado. Totally, this is not related to the film. And she's like, let me teach you. My husband used to be a ski instructor. I'm like, do you want to see how fast I Sonny Bono that shit? No.
Yeah, no.
That shit would happen to me. And
bunny slopes for me.
Yeah.
Bunny slopes.
Bunny slopes.
The wedge. That's all I know is wedge.
Like Goofy going skiing, right? It's like, yeah, it's crazy, right?
Gosh.
And so he kills her, and then he goes,
kind of does his thing, puts himself back together. Goes out. All the while, their plot is thickening for them. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, two henchmen grab Aldo Rain and BJ Novak. I can't remember his name.
That's right. BJ Novak. That's his name. Oh, yeah.
No, that's his real name, but his character name, I can't remember his name. The little man, he calls him, because they bring him in, and interrogates him. And this is when the brilliance of Hans Landa comes out, is because, as of right now, you've got your two people sitting there with both their dynamite strapped to their legs.
Crazy, right?
Your plan is working. So he knew everything. He's like, your plan is working.
Fun fact, he doesn't even, because I looked it up, because when I was trying to see, okay, what other drinks besides, excuse me, whiskey do they have? And fun fact is that he does not drink anything. I don't know about that last scene when he's talking with Aldo to get his stuff, what he wants, he does not have any drinks at all. He has champagne in his hand.
But he never drinks.
But he actually puts it to his lips and he does not drink, right? Which makes sense, right? Because he's working. He's still on the prowl. He's totally, but I was like, holy shit. And then they bring in Aldo and he's like, ooh, that's a bingo.
That's a bingo. Is that how you say it? Just like,
that's a bingo. And he's like, you just say bingo. He's like, oh,
say bingo.
He's so
great.
Good. There's a really great GIF, by the way. Look it up, everybody. It's a GIF where he's like, what just it's so good. It's such a good GIF. I love it. Like, it's so exciting. It's so good.
So he lays down his plan. He wants land in America. He'll they'll end the war.
Nantucket, right?
Yeah,
Nantucket.
He's like, I just want a little plot. Something like that. He sets that.
Which, by the way, I bet there's a lot of Nazis in Nantucket after I saw that.
Oh, really? I bet that's probably why they said that.
I was like, we should go look into that. It should be some research we do for this. Anyway, go
ahead. So awesome. Everything's set in motion. Now, here's where the hitch comes in. Now, all of a sudden you think, okay, so they've abducted Aldo Rain, which is the little man, which is the nickname. So for BJ Novak. And then Shoshana's plan gets tripped up because who comes knocking at the fucking door?
This fucking dude again. You're like, oh my God, bro. No means no.
9 means 9.
9 means 9. I mean, like, come on. She's all like, and this motherfucker comes in, and then it's a whole different fucking tune. He's had enough of his shit. Of her shit. Woo, no. Okay. But that moment is about to come because you don't know what the plan is exactly. You know there's a plan, but you don't know what the plan is exactly with her lover. I forget his name. God, what is it? Marcel?
Yes, Marcel.
Yeah, Marcel. We don't know. We know he's part of it. We don't know where he is, what it is that they've planned. And so she's like, son of a bitch. But she's got to change that film again because she's the projectionist. So there she is. She's about to change the reel because it's 35 millimeter, right? Or some shit like that. Because that's how Tarantino presented it in Austin, at least. So she's about to change the reel. Then you got to knock on the fucking door. You don't know who it is. She's like, what the fuck? That moment's about to come. We don't know what it is, but it's coming. It's clear. And so here he is. She opens the door, man. It's fucking Frederick. And you're like, oh. And she doesn't know. She's like, what do you want? Which is probably not the most appropriate way to respond at that moment.
Yeah. Well, like, and she plays it off really well. Like, I'm fucking working.
Yeah.
I have to do shit now.
Yeah.
For your movie.
But it's his night. And he's really upset that she is not giving him what he wants,
And you see her have that moment of, all right, come on in, lock the door, because she's got her gun.
Yeah.
Like, all right, here it comes.
But even then, bro, you don't know he's gonna flip the fuck out.
Well, because just like in every horror movie, no one finishes the fucking job. They shoot them once in the fucking arm, and they think they're dead. I'm like.
Yeah. And you're like, come on,
tap,
come on.
And then you double tap the head. Make sure he's gone. What the fuck are you doing?
Well, we know this because we're the minority. So we know that we're gonna die probably at the beginning. So we're like, nah, motherfuckers, you gotta fucking tap that motherfucker's head because something is gonna happen and it's not
He's gonna wake up.
He's gonna wake up.
Shit.
He's gonna wake up, okay? So you have to do something. Burn a little Palo Santo or something because something is not right here, and I'm gonna die. So
somebody lit a candle because he's gonna wake up.
Somebody, no way, Los Santo, por favor. So it's like, and you know that and you're like, shit, did you just let this guy in? Also, it's like any woman would also be like, what are you doing? Like, it's just, it's like layer upon layer upon layer of anxiety that you feel. You're like, she's planning something. We don't know what it is. At that point, do they explain what it is that they're going to do?
They haven't explained the film that she does, but we knew that shit was about to go up.
That's right, because
stuff,
Samuel Jackson narrates that part at one point where he
explains everything.
The film itself is very flammable, but we don't know. And they go ahead and they change the film, but we don't know exactly what has happened.
We don't know that, which, by the way, is badass. So Frederick wakes up, kills Shoshana. They both die together romantically in there.
It's like slow motion. And then the film starts going. She changed it somehow, or it changes.
She did. And fucking Marcel flicks a cigarette. Ooh. So it goes up, and during that, you see her, her film, and it's such a great fuck you.
It's like right before he is about, like he says something, oh, Germany, blah, blah, blah. And then her face appears real giant, right? And it's something
with
like
flames behind her.
Because he's already set the fucking film
it's so good.
ablaze, and you're like, and you're watching it, and she says, I am the face of the Jew or the German killer. What does she say?
Something like that. It's just like, I am a Jewish. Oh, I'm sorry. Since I didn't get to finish watching this part, this is about the part where I had to leave. We're going to end the episode right here. So you sons of bitches don't get to know.
I was like, holy shit, dude. I watched the film, fucker. Fuck you. You should have come back for it. For a second,
no, she does that awesome monologue with the flames behind her. And she's basically saying, the person who killed you, me, a Jew.
The doors are locked because also it's a fucking plan and another plan trying to go ahead. They're all trying to kill this fucker, all these people at the same time. And so her plan goes off, and the soldiers at that point are
doing their thing.
They're setting themselves up. And so it just happens that the fucking theater is ablaze, and Marcel, I think, has locked the theater.
Yep. They've all locked the doors, and
they come out with the machine guns. And
you see Hitler's face. That's the thing. That fucking dummy. It's like.
And how crazy is it that all of us are like,
yeah, no shit.
Nobody has ever thought about killing Hitler at that point. It's like
great,
right?
Great. Yeah.
Why not? You can do whatever you want as a filmmaker, and we've never seen it unfold in front of us.
Okay, so I want to ask you a question. It's a philosophical question, and I've always had a different answer when people ask this. When people have asked me this, and people always look at me weird when I answer it. So I'm going to ask you.
So don't look at you weird. I feel a lot of pressure suddenly.
No. You've gone back in time. You've got a 3-year-old Hitler.
I'm sorry?
You've got a 3-year-old Hitler.
And I've worked with 3-year-olds. Go ahead.
There you go. Do you kill him?
Okay, so I work in a lot of school districts, and I feel like if I answer this question, they're going to think I'm not somebody to be hired, especially at this point that I'm not a working actor. No, I would try to shape his mind.
That's what I always say. I was like, no, I'd raise him right.
At that point, and I don't know if it's Carl Jung, I forget if it's the 3-year-old self. I know that as actors, we have studied this. I don't know if it's the 3-year-old self or the 5-year-old, where there's that moment of you have a lot of recollection at that point, and you can really
you can shape a kid's mind at that point. You can change who they are. I'm like, no, I'd raise him with my values, and as a good person, I'd move them, because he wasn't born Hitler.
Yeah.
Born a normal kid.
I don't know. You give birth and you're like, I don't know about this kid, but this motherfucker is gonna change.
Although one of my favorite sketches, and I told my buddy Don Fowler, who hopefully I will have on this. We went to college together. I'll have on the show.
Okay, I was like, who is he? What is this?
An awesome actor. Guy? He's an awesome actor. But he had a great sketch, and I told him, I said, if I ever audition for Saturday Night Live, I am pitching your sketch. I love this sketch.
Well, tell me about. Oh
and
no,
his
you can't.
Sketch was. Oh, I can tell you.
No,
his sketch was always. No. His sketch was Hitler as a kid. writing
hilarious.
letters to his parents. He goes, "Und today in camp, we played volleyball against the Jews," and he's just like, he gets so angry at that, even at that point, like he's like, "Und we lost against the Jews." Like everything they do better, and that's where he built up his hatred. And I used to lose my shit when he would do that.
That is fucking hilarious. That's fucking
Dear
hilarious.
mother and father, I am having such a good time. It's like it's just a kid.
Except
He's a little
for
kid.
the Jews.
The Jews. And it's like, it's like, oh my God.
Are you saying the Jews or the juice? Like,
The juice.
it's really funny. Which, by the way, when I saw this film, I think the reason I connect with it so much,
Mhm.
and I am a first generation Cuban American,
Mhm.
and so serious talk, Ali.
Okay.
And so my grandparents were political prisoners under Fidel Castro.
Yeah.
So when I saw this film, I thought to myself, oh my God. If you ever do a revenge film about like everybody under the sun who wants to seek revenge as a first generation, I would love to do a film like that.
No shit.
And I truly, when I saw it, I was like, oh my God, this is so, how amazing was it for these Jewish American actors?
Yeah.
I mean, it really, like, I think that is why it's in my top 5 because of that. Because I'm like, how can I ever forget? I don't know what my family went through, but the stories, they stick with you and they're inside of you and they live inside of you. And so when you see this, that's probably why it spoke to me like it did. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, yeah, fuck you, Hitler. We fucking killed you in this film. We know Hitler doesn't die. He ends up killing himself, right? Eventually in life.
Yep.
He loved his dogs, but boy, did he help a lot of people. He hated a lot of people.
Mhm.
But that is a big reason, So it's like,
Yeah.
and at that moment, you're hoping that these actors are using that ammunition, literally using that ammunition, killing him.
Oh yeah.
With the ammunition that they're coming in with in the scene, it is brilliant.
Mhm.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So it's incredible, and so they shoot
So
up
good.
Hitler and
Oh
that
my God.
dummy
The whole
is next.
place, the
Yeah.
the explosions, everything happens, the place burns up, everyone dies. Everybody dies.
Everybody's dead at this point.
Except for Hans Landa.
Myself.
Hans
Oh.
Landa and Aldo Rain and BJ. And they're
And
there.
they're-
And Hans Landa's like right hand man or like
and
intern.
they've like, yeah, the intern, right? He's like, they're telling me to take him to this room. And at that point, he's like, where are they? We don't even know.
Mhm.
They're in a
They're
different
driving
place.
they're trying to drive. They're in the woods. They're driving to a neutral
Yes.
zone.
Yes.
The neutral zone.
I'm talking about like, where are they having that meeting where he's like, I'm going to give myself up. I'm going to surrender.
Oh, I
I'm
always
gonna
assumed
check
it
it.
was like an office in the theater
Okay.
or
And then
or
they drive
near
off.
it. Like they've taken him there. Because it couldn't
And
have been
then they
too
drive
far. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
And at that point, he thinks he's so cocky, right? He thinks he got
it.
everything he wants.
He has ended the war. He's allowing them to complete their mission.
Oh, he's such a dick.
And all he says is like, I just want credit. I helped end the war. And I want to land in Nantucket, and to be a hero, an American hero.
Such an asshole.
And
What a
so
dick.
they agree. They call, Aldo has to call, his superiors, and they agree. So now they're driving out to do the prisoner exchange and the surrender.
And he shoots his right-hand man.
Intern shoots the intern. Boom, he's dead. He's like, whoa, what the fuck? He goes, we had a deal. He goes, no. You got to deal with them. But this wasn't part of my deal. He goes, now I gotta assume you've set yourself a nice piece of land in America. It's a nice life. And I gotta assume when you get there, you're gonna take off that uniform. And I was like,
But in my opinion, that last line that he says in the film is Tarantino speaking to us because he hadn't done a film in quite some time at that point.
Mhm.
And so BJ Novak is like, I don't think he says anything, but I think it was Aldo that he's like, well, I think this was my masterpiece.
Mhm.
And then
boom.
the lights go off and dun 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 dun. The music
so
comes
good.
in. And you're thinking, holy shit, you fucker. It is your masterpiece as of right now.
It's a brilliant movie.
Tarantino's, right?
It is a brilliant movie.
This is brilliant. And that's him saying to us, besides Aldo saying that line, that is directed to us saying, This is my masterpiece. And there's that close up, and then there it goes. And you're just like every Tarantino film, you're like, oh my God, come on. It's like, I really appreciate you letting me talk about this film because it's so
my God.
good.
So I got a feeling there's one question there's 2 questions in the 10 that I think are going to trip you up maybe.
10, dude. I am like the worst when it comes to
now the first 5 are easy.
Bullshit. Watch me fail all 5. You don't have
Okay.
to put so much pressure on me. I'm bad about answering questions.
All right. Angie, do you need to take a drink? Take a drink.
I've had 2. This is a lot for me. I'm a cheap date. Go ahead.
All right. Here we go. Here are your 10 questions.
Smoke. Sorry. Go ahead.
Number 1, what year did the film debut?
Oh, shit. What year did it debut?
Mm-hmm.
Coño, Ali, you already stumped me. That's not easy.
That's an easy one. You should have known that one.
Because I don't look at that shit. Okay, I was in Austin, Texas. Damn it, Ali. I'm gonna fucking fail this one.
You're not going to fail it.
I'm gonna say 2013.
And I'm going to say
What
guess again. You might want to
2012?
rethink that. That's a good thinking out loud, but that's a little too late.
2011.
Way too late.
Oh, then
That's-
2009? No, 2010.
There you go.
What? Wait, 2009 of what month?
2009. Good job. You hit the first one right.
Wait. Of what month?
I don't know. It's 2009.
I
gives
just
a
moved
shit?
to Austin at that point. Really?
Yep,
Shit.
that's when
I
it
was
debuted.
way off.
2009.
Thank you. Oh, 2009, Ali.
Yeah, I'm not going to let you miss the first one.
I told
okay.
you. It's no pressure.
Who won the only acting Oscar, or who won the only Oscar really for this film?
Christoph Waltz for supporting actor.
That's right.
I knew that because I celebrated at that moment.
Number 3, which SNL alum plays General Ed Fennick?
Mike Myers.
Boom. Number 4, what do they drink in the opening scene?
Milk.
Boom.
Or wait, both of them are, well, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Number 5, what do they carve into the foreheads of Nazi soldiers who were set free?
That would be the Ali Flores. I'm going to throw it back to Alex Trebek. God rest his soul. That would be, what is a swastika?
Nice. I love the in the form of a question. Now, this one might give you problems because you brought it up and you never finished it. You didn't say it. So
I'm such a tease. Go ahead.
here we go. How many Nazi scalps are the bastards required to get?
100?
Yes. Nice. 100
And I want my scalps. And I want my scalps.
Mhm.
Yeah. Or you will die trying. And I want my scalps. Go ahead. Good
In
guess.
the basement bar scene, the Nazi officer is given a card to guess. Who was it? The
King Kong.
major, King Kong.
King
Very
Kong.
good.
Yeah.
What is the name of the film glorifying Frederick Zoller?
Oh, shit. I feel like it's My Pride, but I cannot remember My Pride. Wait, no. National
so close.
Pride. Pride National Pride.
You're so there. You're right there. It's right there.
Oh shit, this is intense. Oh my god. I know it's that National Pride National. I can't remember. Remember.
You're right with the initials NP.
National
right.
Pride. The National Pride. The Nation Pride. The Nation's Pride.
Nation's Pride. There you go.
That's what it is. The Nation's Pride. Ooh.
Woo.
I'm sweating. I'm super sweaty.
All right.
Welcome back to Real Drinks. I'm super sweaty. Eli Flores.
Number
Dry
9.
yourself.
Why were the film reels so flammable?
Because 35 millimeter was flammable at the time? I don't know.
But why? Why was 35 millimeter flammable? What was it made of?
Oh shit. I can't remember. And I saw that moment today.
And he says it. Samuel L. Jackson says it.
Nitrate oxide? No.
Nitrate. Yeah.
Yes. Oh my god.
Nitrate. Okay. Here's your
How did
10.
I said something else, but go ahead. That was it?
Nitrate.
No.
Yeah.
I bombed number 1, but go ahead.
Number 10. I don't know that you're gonna get this one.
Oh shit! Stop it! Let us females win all 10 for the first time. Go ahead.
No. Lindsay won 10. She got 10.
I know, and I want to be another girl who wins.
Oh, okay. Aldo
Good for you,
Rain.
Lindsay. Good for you, Lindsay.
Aldo Rain is the descendant of the mountain man. What's his name?
Shit, you fucker! You stumped me.
I'll take either the first name or the last name on this one.
Oh yeah, no, I don't know, dude. I don't think I know that one. See, I know he's Apache. That's all I know. I remember he's that in the spiel.
Because he says, "I'm the descendant of the mountain man." Blank, blank.
The direct mountain man, which means I got a little engine in me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that. Son of a bitch. What's the answer? I don't know what that is.
Jim Bridger.
Oh, I totally wouldn't have guessed that. Son of a bitch. Also, is that a real person?
I don't think so.
Ah,
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, 9, 8 out of 10 ain't bad.
No, you got 9. We get 9. 9 out of 10. Now, here's the bonus one.
Wait, does that make
this? If you get this,
do I get a high five? Signed?
you get mad props on this one. This is the hardest bonus one.
Hold on. Do
I've
I get
come up
Waffle
with.
House? Do I get Waffle House?
No. You get Waffle House when you get 10. You know what? No. You get Waffle House if you can get this bonus one. I honestly.
Or Donut King.
I just had Donut King. It's delicious.
I know, but I don't know what that is and I want it.
It's so good. Here's the bonus question.
Woo!
Tarantino always puts himself into his own movies. Where does he make his cameo in this film?
That is a really good bonus question because I'm not sure I have actually noticed him at all in this film. Give me a second. Where would he put himself? He put himself in the diner scene in Reservoir. Fucking Hitchcock.
I will give you a hint. You don't really see him. That's your hint. You don't really see him.
I wish I would say the tavern, but I don't feel like that's right. I feel like the theater would be where he would be. I don't know, man. That's a good one.
I looked this one up. I was looking up random facts and I saw this and I went, ooh.
He actually put himself in it?
He's in every one of his movies.
Give me a second. Let me try it. Let me try to guess.
Okay.
This is tough. I like that question.
What's funny is
I'm gonna look for him now.
He's in twice. Kinda. He's kind of in twice.
Kind of.
Yep.
This is totally random, and I don't know why I'm thinking about this. Is he with Hugo Stieglitz when they go get him in the jail cell?
Shut the fuck up.
It's a guess only because
Shut
I know how
up. Oh my God.
You're fucking with me.
Yeah, no, you didn't get that right.
You fucker.
I think I do this to everyone in every episode. You give up?
What is it though? Because now I'm gonna look for it.
It is one where you can actually see him, kinda. He is a dummy. His likeness is a dummy in the movie theater scene when everyone's getting shot.
What? Where though? Which part?
I don't know.
I
just know.
Damn.
And then the other thing, the actual cameo is he's the voice of an American soldier in Nation's Pride.
I need to find the exact moment this dummy was shot up in the theater scene.
Yeah, look, it's on the IMDb. I looked at the IMDb random facts and stuff.
Yeah. I used to do that when I would host shows, looking up IMDb. That was fun, dude. Like, it was good. And
Angie, thank you so much. Did you have a good time?
I sure did. I haven't gotten this toasted in a while. Thank you.
Yeah, man. I'm actually feeling pretty good with this fucking scotch, and I'm not a scotch drinker. But the more you drink it, the more your taste buds die. So I'm like,
but good for you. You look like you're in pain.
I'm not a scotch drinker, but after a while, you're like, it's not bad.
Do you know what would be good, really good right now?
What's that? Waffles.
Yes.
Waffles would be good. So, Angie, thank you so much for coming on. I've had a blast. I hope you had fun. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media, wherever. Where can they find you?
You can find me on Instagram, AngieFab09, or on Facebook, Angie Sardina. And yeah, I hope to see you all around. And maybe I'll get to chat some more films with you, Ali Flores.
Yes, definitely. I've had a
all
blast.
about premium laughs.
Hells yeah. Don't forget, folks, if you're listening, you're watching us on YouTube, like the YouTube channel, follow, subscribe, rate it, please, review. That helps us out. Follow us we're on Spotify, we're on iTunes, we're anywhere you can hear podcasts. That's where we are. Real Drinks, REEL Drinks with Ali Flores. You can find me. Before me, you can find us, Real Drinks, on Instagram at Real Drinks with Ali Flores. You can find us on Facebook, Real Drinks with Ali Flores. That's our 2 social media platforms. You can find me pretty much anywhere at Comedic Actor. I'm on TikTok, which, by the way, I'm starting to get a pretty good following right now.
I saw that. Your last joke was pretty great. Can you remember the last joke?
The very last one I did was the one I did today. Did you see today's one?
No, I just remember the Jesus one, because I'm Catholic, so I remember that one really.
Oh,
nice.
Today was a Catholic one too.
Was it really? Tell us. Can you tell us before you sign off?
I can tell you. So the one that I did today was, why do altar boys always have their hair parted down the middle? Shh, it's not a sin. It's not a sin.
Oh my God, stop! You're the worst. I grew up in a Catholic school. You fuck. Oh my God, that's so fucked up.
That's one of the first jokes I ever learned when I was going to Catholics. I was doing all like getting my catechism and everything.
Sucio, you are sucio. You need to be a Hail Mary full of grace. Get out of here. You cannot. That's so.
Anyway, you can find me on TikTok at Comedic Actor. You can find me on Instagram at Comedic Actor, Twitter at Comedic Actor Ali, ALI, and Facebook, Ali Flores Comedic Actor. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Angie, it was a blast. I've had a blast talking to you about this awesome movie. I hope you did too.
Thank you. I'm glad you shaved your head and there's no parting in the middle. That's terrible.
There's no parting here or back here.
You are horrible. Not here so much, but right
here. So thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys have a great night, great day, great morning, whatever the hell you're doing. If you're taking a dump right now listening to us, thank you. Relax the O-ring and it will come out.
Relax the anus.